Hi, welcome to this SQL tutorial video, and today we're looking at continuing my previous video on variables. So my last video was an introduction to variables, talked about how you create variables, the rules around variables, and how you use variables in quite a basic example or a few examples. What we're going to do this time is we're going to look at using variables in a like condition. So you've got ever so slightly different syntax in that way, and also assigning variables based on the value of a piece of SQL. So we can kind of dynamically assign values to variables. Okay, so let us begin. On screen you can see I've got a simple bit of SQL that is returning 28 rows. My first condition is using like, my second condition is using a standard equals a piece of text. So I want to ideally replace both of these hard-coded elements with variable values. So at the top, I'm going to declare my first variable, which is going to be called type. And it's going to be varchar 40 in this case. And I'm going to give it a value of legendary. So what I want to do now is I want to plug this new variable into here and replace it, replace that hard-coded legendary. And the way we do this is we need to build our like condition, and we're going to use the concatenation method of building this. So I'm going to do percent sign, because we need a percent sign in like, and I'm going to finish it single quote percent single quote, and then I'm going to put a plus, and I'm going to add my variable, and then plus, and then we've got a percent, and that there in itself will build our condition. So in this case it will be percent legendary percent. If I run this, okay, you don't see a difference here. It is returning the same set of rows, but if I were to change this to be another bit of text, you'll see that now we're getting a different set of text. So this like condition is working. So the next thing I want to do is I want to replace this folder value here. So I've got a table that stores information on folders. So if I just quickly show you that. It's called card lists, and it's got folder information. You've got the name of the folder, the amount of cards in that folder, the date, and then this final standard column here. And what I want to try and do is I want to return a single entry from this table and assign it to my variable. So let us first of all, and I've got something copied else, so give me 1 second, because I want to try and return a single value. I need very particular conditions to return a single value in my first example. So if I just put these conditions here, they will return a single row, because when you're assigning a value to a variable, you've got to, you can only assign a single value, so you need to somehow return a single value. And in this case, I've been very specific. This isn't the best example, but it's my first example. I've got a better one to show you in a second. So I'm going to say, well, first of all, I've got to create a new variable. I don't know how big this is, so I'm just going to make it 100 for now. And I'm going to say, so I want to return the name. If I were to run this, you'll see that I'm getting a single value here, not just a single row, but a single value. And with that, I can say my variable equals that value. And if I now were to replace that with my variable, if I run this, we get that, okay? And if I change this to be legendary, obviously, we're going to get a different set of results based on this folder, okay? That's fine, but again, we're kind of quite hard-coded here. I don't want it to be quite so specific. I want it to be a little bit more I want it to be a little bit less hard-coded. So I'm going to change this SQL now. And what I'm doing here, if I just, what I've got here is I've got a top one condition. So that will only return a single row. I'm only returning a single column, and I'm getting it from the same table. and I'm saying, okay, where the amount of cards is greater than 300. And then I'm ordering by the date. So it's going to give me the very first, ordered by the date, the most recent, where the card list is greater than 300. And if I run that, we get a single value, which is good, which is what I want. And if I were to change this number here, we get a different value. So that's good. That's what I'm kind of looking for. But because I'm using this in this way with this top one, it makes the assignment of my variable a little bit different. So if I just wrap these in brackets here, it doesn't change anything. I wrap them in brackets. Oh, honestly, if I did the right bracket. If I just wrap them in regular brackets, it doesn't change anything. If I try and run that. Hold on. That's better. So if I do a select, if I create them in brackets, it's absolutely fine. I can run that separately, or I can do select the result of what's in my brackets. But now I've got this select here, I can say my variable equals. So if I run that, that will run fine. Now I've got this folder here. If I run this whole thing, you can see I'm getting information from this folder. And if I were to change that to be 300, we're getting this folder because the result of this select has changed to be this value. I hope that was helpful. That's the end of this tutorial. If you've got any questions on that, please drop me a message. Yeah, I hope there was something in there that was new and interesting to you. As always, your time's appreciated. See you next time.